It's springtime here on the homestead. Flowers are blooming, bees are buzzing, and the chickens are laying, and they're laying a lot. It's a common issue in the spring that anyone who has chickens would probably understand. And today I'm going to share with you how we preserve our surplus eggs every year. It's called water glassing, and it's been around for a really long time. People used this method right up until the 1940s and probably the 1950s, especially in rural areas before fridges became a household thing. This is a tradition that would have been taught from one generation to the next. But with the invention of fridges and then supermarkets, well, it's a bit of a dying art now. So why do you want to preserve your eggs, I hear you ask? Well, for us, in the snowy alpine region, our hens take a well-deserved break from egg laying over the winter.
No eggs yet.
If they want a winter break.
Hello.
Well, who am I to stop them? But that does mean we hardly get any eggs.
We have one egg. Woohoo!
In the colder months. So preserving them becomes crucial. And you're going to want to stock up when the egg production is at its peak. By preserving your eggs in spring, you'll be set for all your baking, cooking, and random late-night omelette cravings throughout the entire winter. Plus, this is the perfect time for egg preservation because you're not overwhelmed with preserving other things like fruit or veggies. The star of this show is hydrated lime, also known as slaked lime, builder's lime, or even pickling lime. I had to drive a bit further than usual, but I got mine from the local hardware store, a big 20-kilo bag for about $15, which is a fraction of the price compared to buying smaller packets, and it should last me until the apocalypse. The great thing about water glassing is that no fridge is needed. Of course, you need to store it in a cooler spot in your house or pantry, away from the summer heat. This method, for me, has given me a 100% success rate after 8 months, and we're still using eggs that are 2-year-old in our baking, and they seem just fine. 2 whole years. I mean, that's longer than some relationships, just saying. Now, the eggs you use are super important. No, you can't just pop down to the local supermarket and grab a dozen for this. You need fresh, unwashed eggs because store-bought ones have been washed, and that messes with their protective coating. The lime would get absorbed by the shells, and you'd end up with a bit of a mess. So if you've got your own hens, well, that's great. But if you're buying them from a local farmer or a neighbour, just make sure that you ask for unwashed eggs. My goal is to ultimately fill up 2 10-litre containers, and that will be enough to last us throughout winter and until they start laying again next spring. Here's what I do. I have a total of 5 litres of room temperature, non-chlorinated water. 4 litres is already in this very clean bucket, and the other litre is in this measuring cup. To the cup, I will add 150 grams of hydrated lime. The formula is simple: 30 grams of lime for every litre of water.
Oops.
The joys of homesteading. It's a messy business. Depending on how many eggs you want to preserve, you may need more or less liquid. So just adjust the water and lime mix, but always keep that same 30 grams per litre ratio. Give it a good stir until the water turns on milky. Then we will add the 1 litre of lime mix to the 4 litres which is already in the bucket. Every day I will add my clean, unwashed eggs into that bucket. If you've got a dirty egg, you can give it a gentle wipe, but remember, whatever you do, don't wash it or scrub off the egg's natural bloom. It's like the egg's personal force field, and as any sci-fi fan knows, you have to protect the force.
Now, when you put your eggs into the water, try putting the pointy end down. Why? Well, there's an air pocket inside this egg that's better off if it stays at the top of the egg, where it's not going to squash your egg white or your yolk. Is it the biggest deal in the world? Probably not, but it is a good habit to get into when storing eggs in general.
Adding eggs quickly becomes part of the daily rhythm. Collect them, give them a quick check, and lower them into the solution. The fresher the egg, the better it will keep. But one tip passed down from my great-grandmother's preserving notes: always let the eggs cool before you add them. It only takes a moment, but every egg that goes in now is one less thing to worry about when winter comes.
And that's it. I'll just keep adding the eggs every day to this. I'll fill it up to the 10-litre mark, which is here.
If I need more solution, I'll mix up the same ratio. 1 litre of non-chlorinated water to 30 grams of lime, or in imperial measurements, that's about 1 1/3 gallons of water with roughly 5.3 ounces, or 3/4 of a cup of hydrated lime. Then mix it up, top it up, put your lid back on, and Bob's your uncle. Store it in a dark, cool spot, and you're set for eggs in winter and through to the following spring. When you need an egg, you just fish it out of the bucket, you give it a rinse, and boom, they're as good as new and ready for breakfast, baking, or whatever you fancy. One thing to keep in mind is don't let your water solution evaporate. Keep a lid on the bucket, or if you're using a fancy crock or a container that doesn't have a lid, then pour a bit of olive oil on the top to stop evaporation and to keep any unwanted critters out.